The question whether governments should pursue happiness is a very important one. I don't object that the government measures happiness, but it should not pursue happiness as a major goal. There are two major reasons. The first is happiness. The happiness index is constructed by asking people a certain question, namely the question is, taken overall, how satisfied are you with the life you lead? And when there is a government in power which you dislike as a person, you probably will answer in a biased way. You won't say that you are very happy when these chaps which you do not like politically are in power. When you live in a society, in a country, where the government says, we pursue and maximize happiness. And just assume for a second that you are a left-winger, and the government is a right-wing government. Then, of course, you won't say, oh, I'm totally happy under a right-wing government. You will say, oh, no, I'm not so happy because these chaps, these right-wingers, these terrible people are in power. And the other way around. The second reason why government should not pursue happiness directly is that governments have a strong incentive to manipulate the indicator of happiness. They will overstate the extent of happiness when they are in power, and they are able to do so. That is very easy to do. Even today, governments do that as a matter of course. Do you know any country in the world which would not manipulate the unemployment rate? Do you know any country in the world which would not manipulate the inflation rate? That's typical. That's what our governments do, and I think we should take that into account. But now the point is, with happiness it's even more easy to cheat because happiness are solely subjective data. Government can do something to promote welfare and happiness, but they should do that in an indirect way. Namely, they should influence the conditions which make for happiness. In other words, the constitutional foundations of society should be as good as possible with respect to the possibility of people to participate in politics, so the extent of democracy or the extent of decentralization of political decision-making, or how strongly human rights are observed. Because if human rights are observed, people indirectly become happy because they can live as they want and therefore can raise their own happiness in the best way. So it should not be government directly intervening, but just give people the possibility to become happy.